This is a great breath flow for anyone that struggles to breathe and activate well through the diaphragm. Upper neck breathers with a lot of neck tension. To be aware of in this breath flow, there is some faster breathing, and as this happens, it is normal to feel some slight tingling sensations, which is just fine. If it gets too uncomfortable, then go ahead and stop and come out of the flow, but it is a very normal thing to feel some tingling, a little bit of lightheadedness. Definitely best to do lying down rather than sitting upright. I'm going to demonstrate it upright, but lying down in a comfortable position is the best. Okay, so start lying down in a comfortable position, and the first thing we're going to start with is some alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to block the right nose, take an inhale through the left nose, change, blocking the left nose and exhaling through the right nose. And then we reverse that. So it's in through the right nose and then out through the left. Circular breathing. So go ahead and just find your own rhythm. The tempo doesn't matter so much on this one. It's just getting the flow going through the nose. It's great to stimulate some of the nerves in this area, which is very calming for the body. And we're just going to do this for the next minute or so. As you're doing the breathing, take a little bit of a body scan. And what that means is just drawing some attention into different areas of the body, noticing if there's any sensations, tightness, tension, any feeling. So we'll start down at the feet. Up to the knees. Around the hips, into the lower back, noticing as you breathe in, the back feels maybe like it opens, and as you breathe out, the back feels like it closes. Up into the chest, feeling if there's any restriction or tightness. Up into the neck and the shoulders. Now that you've come out of that, we're going to go into a diaphragm vacuum. This is how to perform a diaphragm pump exercise. What it's great for is if you're not breathing well and activating the diaphragm, it'll bring awareness into the diaphragm and just get it engaging better, which is great for anyone that's an upper neck breather, has a lot of neck tension. So to begin, knees are bent, hands are down by the side. You're going to take an inhale. As you inhale, you raise the arms up overhead and raise the hips. Hold in this position and then you exhale past neutral. As you're exhaling, what you will feel is some pull on like the abdominal diaphragm region. So then you exhale fully, hold, lower down, lower the arms down, and then as you take the inhale, feel the diaphragm engaging as you take in the next breath. Exhale, lower, pause, inhale, now we're going to change into a 3-part breath. So the first thing to do is just put your hands on top of your belly, and as you take an inhale, feel the belly rising up into the hand, and as you exhale, feel the belly falling down. Thinking about breathing down low. The diaphragm now moving more freely and better. And as the stomach rises and falls, it's a good sign that the diaphragm is working properly as the breath comes in and out. A couple more breaths there. And now the hands onto the side of the rib cage. Now as you draw a breath in, first it's the belly that rises. And then think about the rib cage expanding outwards. And then just letting go naturally on the exhale. So it's breath in, belly rises, ribs expand outwards. Exhale, the ribs and then the belly descend. Trying to create a little bit more space into the rib cage on the inhale. Opening the rib cage up like a basket and then letting it go. Most of us don't open up in all directions in the rib, generally a little bit restricted sideways and backwards. So a couple more breaths and really try and open up the ribs in all directions, and maybe noticing if there's an area your ribs don't move so well. Trying to create a little bit more space and a little bit more movement. Now finally the hand goes on top of the chest, and the third part of the three-part breathing is now on the next inhale. It's belly rises first, ribs out second, and then finishing with the mouth to open up the upper chest, and then exhaling, letting go. Inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest, full breath, and then exhaling and let go. And now just take 5 breaths at your own time, just like that. A couple more breaths and then just listen to what comes next. We're going to go into some faster breathing. It's going to be 2 in, 2 out. That's 2 counts in, 1, 2, 2 out, 1, 2. The breath is quite big. I don't want to say aggressive, but it's more intense on the inhales and the exhales. And I'll breathe with you so you can follow along with me. This is where tingling, a little bit of lightheadedness is normal, and we're going to stick with it for about a minute or so. So I'm going to meet you on the next inhale, so just take a breath out when you're ready. And here we go. In for 2, out for 2. Follow that rhythm. It's deeper. It's a little bit more intense. It can be in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth. Or even in and out through the mouth. Drawing large breaths in. Feeling the diaphragm engage, feeling the ribs expand upwards. 10 more. Last 5. And now slower breath in. One more. And then exhale. And on the exhale, you're going to hold at the bottom. You're going to hold for as long as is comfortable until the strong urge to breathe takes over. When that strong urge comes, you're going to take a very small sip of air in through the mouth, just a sip, and then again hold. We're going to do 5 or 6 sips, anytime the desire to breathe is there, all the way up to the top. Created a slightly hypoxic or lacking in oxygen state right now, which will feel slightly uncomfortable. What this will help is once we then breathe again, the body will take up a lot more oxygen into the tissue, and it's going to have a lot of benefits. Once you've reached your maximum inhale, hands go on the side of the ribs, and you're lightly going to press the ribs in, which will just help push some of that oxygen you've just taken in around the body. And then when you can no longer hold the breath at the top any longer, let the exhale go fully. And then you're just going to sit in whatever breath your body wants to do right now. Let the body almost breathe you. And we're going to finish with the softest possible breath for 1 minute. As you inhale and exhale, in and out through the nose. Imagine you're in a room playing hide and seek, and you don't want to be found. It's the quietest breath possible. No sound. And you can stay with this for as little or as long as you like. Enjoy the feeling, calmness and breath for the rest of the day.